Hey, what's up guys, it's Tekosor, and in this video we're gonna look at test bench table from Thermal Grizzly. I got this bench table to have like a better way at handling benchmarking. I have to say that this video isn't sponsored by Thermal Grizzly. So I got this Power bench table out of my own to expand my benchmarking setup. So that being said, let's get right in. We get this manual. It shows us everything. It has like product parts, all accessories and mounting kit, tools provided, plenty of languages included. Course first in German. Here are the product dimensions. So if you have any kind of question about it, you can just also let me know in the comments. Let's try to do it step by step instead of going in an ordered way. Removing this, we get to see the test bench. In terms of build quality, it really feels sturdy and a premium product. We'll take a look at it in a little bit once we see the other stuff. Okay, here we get probably some tools and screws and all the stuff needed. We get 2 of 2-pin DuPont cables for both power and reset switches, 4-pin fan cable, a USB 2, and then we get an ARGB cable. We also have this male to female for RGB cable, since both of them have female ends. So we can add this like male to female depending on your setup. And some velcros for organizing cables. And here we get also some screws and some nuts and also tools to help us to build it and everything. We have 4 of dumper feet. As you see, we have different brackets, so as we go we're gonna probably need them, so I'll just put them aside, but just wanted to show you what we get actually, because this will help us to know what's included. So we have 2 radiator bracket, 2 of them. We have right stand bracket, so right and left stand. We have PSU mount and AIB securing bracket, this one. And we finally have PSU support bracket. This is a support bracket. We also have provided some Allen key, 2mm, 2.5 and 3mm. Of course, in the upcoming process, we're gonna need also a cross screwdriver. So now I'm just gonna put this manual here and do the build with you step by step, so we can experience everything from a first-person experience. So first of all, we're gonna need to install the AIB bracket. Okay, so for this step, we're gonna need the AIB securing bracket, 2 of M3 x 16mm screw, so 2 of them, the M3 hex nut, and we're gonna need Allen key 2mm. I'm gonna prepare them. After unpacking the product components, carefully take the base assembly with the integrated PCB and the AIB bracket. Position the AIB bracket according to the picture, ensuring proper alignment. Handle the base assembly gently to avoid damaging any components on the integrated PCB. Using the 2mm Allen key, secure the AIB bracket with 2 M3 x 16mm screws and 2 hex nuts as shown in the picture. Okay, so that's the first step. Okay, we're gonna need to pass the screw from below. Put this bracket here. Okay, put the nut, tighten them using the Allen key. Okay, so I tighten them pretty well. So for this step, we're gonna need 2 of radiator brackets, 8x of M4 x 6mm screw, and Allen key 3mm. I have an AIO to install, so yeah, I'm gonna need it. The placement configuration of the two radiator brackets depends on the size of the radiator used in later steps. Please configure the bracket as shown according to either 120 or 140 format. Probably the more far the better for me, because I have a 420mm radiator. Like I need to place them on the outer one and the middle one instead of the inner one and the middle one in my case. Now we have a space for rods, but I won't tighten them for now until I'm sure the hardware clearance. Now we're gonna install the stands and the rubber dampers. For this one, we're gonna need the right stand and the left stand brackets and 4 damper feet and 12 of M4 6mm screw and Allen key 3mm. Now we have the stand ready. We still need to tighten those ones, but for now I won't do. Okay, so we are done with step 3. Let's get on with step 4, installation of power supply, support and mounting bracket. This time we're gonna need PSU support bracket, PSU mounting bracket, and 8 of M3 this time, and an Allen key of 2.5. So first part is the PSU mounting bracket, this one, and then we have the support bracket, which is this one. The left part, which has this shape, has to align with this part. You see, like it has a slope here, and here it's like flat. So that's how you can tell. Hopefully this way you can see it. Those paddings should be upward. Probably something like this. The key to align this shape with that one. You see this part on the two stands. We're gonna need to align the PSU mounting bracket like this. We have assembled all brackets and all supports. The next step comes in, which is going to be understanding some features. Here they talk about compact configuration option. The bench table is designed to support a more compact setup by excluding the PSU mounting beneath the base assembly. To achieve this, simply skip the installation of both stands and instead directly mount the damper feet. If you don't plan to use a PSU, you can skip those stands altogether, but in my case I want to install everything all in one set. The base assembly consists of 9 standoff pre-configured to support ATX. For other form factors, the standoff can be easily rearranged to match your motherboard layout. In my case, I'm gonna use an ATX motherboard. If you plan to install like a smaller form factor, you can rearrange them, readjust them as you like. Now I would like to check out all the connectivity we actually have on here on this bench table. So first of all, let's start with the top side and then we'll go over all places. So first on the top, as you see, we have 3 fan headers with also a switch to control the speed from 0 to 50 to 100%. So you see you can control the speed of the fan zone in here. So that's actually pretty nice. As for the EXT fan connection, we need to connect the included 4-pin PWM fan cable from the bench table to the motherboard. And this would allow the motherboard to control the fan speed through a PWM signal instead of relying on the table built-in DC 50% or 100% speed switches. We also have the RGB in cable, which is used to control the RGB lighting built into the bench table. And we have a power in PCIe 6-pin. So this one is going to be needed if you want to have all the connectivity on this bench table. So you need to connect this from your PSU into this port in order to have all power for this bench table. Okay, so now we finished the top side. Let's switch now to the right side so we see better. So also here we have a fan zone, another fan zone. As you see, we have 3 headers with also a switch to control speed. We have also a pump zone with also another switch to control speed. We have 2 of them. And we have USB Type A, but those are USB 2. So they aren't USB 3, but USB 2. So we have 2 of them here, Type A, and we have 2 SATA for the 2 SATA drive slots. We also have 4 of SD card slot, so that's actually useful. Let's now switch to the bottom. We have 2 buttons to control power and reset on the system. But you will need to connect the 2 pin to point cables we saw earlier. One end goes to the motherboard power switch header and the other end goes into the bench table power header. The same goes for the reset one, just like you would normally connect the front panel cables on a PC case. In case you don't have those kind of buttons like included on your motherboard, you can just connect those reset and power. Those are going to act as a power and reset. We also need to connect this internal USB from the motherboard as well in order to provide USB data from the motherboard into this. We're gonna need to connect this internal USB port. We also have finally another fan zone. So in total we have 3, as well as 2 for pumps. So we are done from here at the bottom. Let's now switch to the left side, and here you see we actually have 2 USB Type A, but those are USB 2. As you see, it's written USB 2 max 500 milliamps. We also have 2 USB Type C, and those also are USB 2. So there isn't any kind of USB 3 on the whole bench table. As you see, max 3A shared from PCIe 6-pin as written here. So we're gonna need to connect this one in order to have all the power needed for the bench table. Those are all the ports we have. The bench table has RGB lighting all around the corners. And now we finally reach the part where we can finally start building on the Dell bench table. So we're gonna do all of that in a next video where we actually build a whole system on this test bench. So this video was mainly just to check out this test bench and assemble it. The second one is gonna be actually building a whole system on it. So we're gonna go from first step until the build is turned on and fully ready. I actually have all parts ready, everything, motherboard, CPU, GPU, PSU, everything is fully prepared. The systems that I'm building on it is going to be a project that I've been planning for such a long time. So I hope that you stay tuned by subscribing to the channel, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you have any kind of question related to this test bench from Dear Power, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.